WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside the Shawn Michaels to my Marty Jannetty, Lucas the intern.
It doesn't mean I'm going to be kicking you through any barbershop windows, though. I mean, that's for sure.
Well, it's just implying that you're the better half of us rockers here. That's pretty much where I was going with that.
You know that's not true. We're equal greatness.
Okay, maybe I'm the Shelton Benjamin and you're the Charlie Haas of the Team Angle. I don't know.
They definitely were a great tag team. Great athletes.
I don't know. Well, I don't know where the heck we're going with this. Definitely one of these odd and interesting and strange and fun weeks.
Hey, we got the on NXT. We had the debut of Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
put up a great match against Kevin Owens.
Great match against Kevin Owens. Yeah, the no contest, leaving the fans wanting more. Giving a little 10-minute sample of what will be some amazing awesomeness, without question.
And they also did on NXT, they also did a great little profile of Finn Balor, formerly known as Prince Devitt.
Oh yeah, the Fergal Devitt thing. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, July 4th in Tokyo, Japan, Balor makes a great little homecoming, I guess you could say, to the fans that, just couldn't get enough of him in New Japan. Tokyo, Japan, July 4th, NXT. Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
That's 2 weeks from today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Man, where does the time go?
And isn't that's going to be, that's a Saturday night, isn't it?
I believe so.
Holy crap. That's definitely going to be an NXT special.
Yeah.
Or maybe it won't even, maybe it's
maybe
not
like a network special, I don't know.
Maybe it's not even an NXT show. Maybe it's just maybe they'll be filming a WWE house show or something, and it'll be, I don't know, you never know. It's a network special. They got to be doing something with it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But no, it should be a lot of fun.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, though, coming up later, we're going to talk about his little unruly behavior with a certain guest that was on Monday Night Raw.
Well, before we even get into all that, let's talk Money in the Bank.
That was.
So what in the background here, a new, I don't want to say a new challenger, because he's very familiar to the show, especially when we're on the road here. But we'll give him a microphone here, get him all squared away, or at least try to here.
I did not mean to shout from the peanut gallery. But you said Money in the Bank, and I just said, I ain't got none.
You ain't got none.
Nah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, none other than the philosopher Chris Ermer, full of glory and renown.
Thank you, Fearon.
Although he's not here with his mortarboarding gown.
No, actually, I had to do that yesterday for senior pictures, so I sort of took it from the philosopher.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Here with my acoustic guitar, I'm about to get countrified here.
Ah, yes. You'll be here this afternoon playing country music from 1 until 6 o'clock. So you're doing a little prep, and we're chatting a little wrestling in the meanwhile, and
provocative topic, discuss amongst yourselves. Wrestling, pro wrestling perhaps now, since the St. Louis Cardinals have been caught cheating. Lance Armstrong never won the Tour de France because he was doing all kinds of stuff that wasn't right. You hear at each sport, you get somebody who's at the top. You get the steroids in baseball. Maybe pro wrestling in that it's just showmanship. It's beautiful theater. It's actually the most honest sporting event that's out there today.
Should we tell him, Fearon? Should we just let him?
Where are you going with this, Luke?
just gonna say it's not really. I mean, it's a great sport to watch, but it's not exactly an honest one.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's honest in that it's dishonest, but everyone knows it. And whereas the other sports, they have this
kind of aura of cleanliness and
fair play.
Fair play, and
where if you look underneath it, there's actually all this,
seedy underbelly of professional sports. Whereas WWE's, they kind of just. They're an open book.
Yeah, they do say that please do not try this at home. This is sports entertainment. That is true. They also give a lot back to, like, you want to talk about giving back to the community. WWE tribute to the troops. They do like a crap load of Make-A-Wishes. I've never heard of a WWE superstar refusing to grant a Make-A-Wish.
This is quickly turning into like a new segment of the show, the Philosopher's Corner on Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Well, I'm not sure if I'll be able to maintain this.
High bar
that
this high bar. Yeah, I know. You've already just set it up like a pole vault, and now that you can't get much higher than this. If you were, you'd be Rob Van Dam.
Right.
Oh, I got jokes today.
Or if you're an insider reading the dirt sheets, Matt Sydal or Evan Bourne.
Oh yeah, how about that?
I guess I'm just sick of like all this scandal and allegations and dirty deals, and now you got people hacking into computer systems to take secret files from the Houston Astros, and
this
I'll just watch pro wrestling.
Is this the MLB or is this James Bond? What's
right?
Or depending on who you prefer on the Bourne Identity series.
So anyway, I did not mean to hijack the. Who got the money?
Oh, please, hijack away.
Please, have you listened to the show lately, Chris? We're not prepared.
If not you, then it'd be Mike Samsel. He would just come in and obliterate
just watch him walk
place.
through the door and be like, "Somebody say my name." I wouldn't be surprised.
All of a sudden, though, I really want to know about the whereabouts of this money in the bank
briefcase.
Okay, well, are you familiar with the concept? Have I explained it over the course of one of the events or whatnot?
Yeah, the briefcase on top of the ladder.
The briefcase on top of the ladder. Okay,
of course.
You climb up the ladder, grab the briefcase, and the winner gets a WWE Championship match anytime, anywhere. You could be in the middle of an airplane. As long as you have a referee with you, the match is on. Ring the bell. We don't have a bell. Just tap on a glass or something. We have a match to do. Yeah.
Well, I bet you that money's in some Swiss bank right now.
It's not really money, it's a contract, but
yeah, I was gonna say it's the shiny briefcase. There's not actual money involved.
I mean, you are getting a shot at championship gold though, so money in the bank. There have only been out of the, I believe how many, like 14,
how many
15?
What?
Out of the 15 Money in the Bank matches, there have been only 2 unsuccessful cash-ins.
So, I mean, it's a high success rate.
Very high success rate. That's why
that looks good for Sheamus at this point,
Money
who
in
won
the
the thing.
Also a Monster Factory guy as well.
Yeah. We're definitely going to talk Monster Factory coming up a little bit later. Got a few things to talk about, actually.
You know what, though? Sheamus, talk about cheaters. He didn't use that shillelagh on anybody, did he?
That's Finley.
What?
Yeah, I know. All those Irish guys, they all look... No.
Well, they are very pale.
Well, see, I told you I couldn't maintain.
They're pale in comparison to the rest of them.
Oh, wow. I see what you... Oh, man.
That was... Come on.
No, that was good. Yeah, I don't even have a
drop for it?
No.
You don't even have a drop for it. See, this is why we need the philosopher, because we are just a mess.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean to get Sheamus mixed up with Finley.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I feel one of my early stories taking over the show was confusing. In a similar vein, there were a lot of different cowboy-type gimmicks, and I confused Bunkhouse Buck with the Blacktop Bully from a very infamous WCW match back in...
Blacktop Bully, King of the Road
Yes,
match.
The King of the Road match from 95 Uncensored.
You want to talk about cowboy gimmicks? You guys remember Jimmy Wang Yang? Listeners and
gosh,
the Chinese cow. Oh my!
Can't say as I do.
Yeah, the Asian cowboy.
That was when I started watching wrestling in 2008. He had a tag team with Shannon Moore, a cowboy tag team. It was definitely something. And I remember not long ago going into George's Carnes Collectibles. He has his own deluxe aggression action figure. I thought I mean, if anything, you got that under your belt, so
Yeah.
put that on his Wikipedia page.
Most definitely. All right, so back to the pay-per-view here. We were terrible with our predictions.
I was 1-6.
Yeah, you got one of the 7 matches right. I got 2.
You beat the intern.
Yeah, I know. I
beat
beat
the intern.
I beat the smart kids. I beat the smart kids.
Yeah, we definitely tripped and fell on our faces in that one.
That was.
So, yeah,
it was
I
a
guess
great
let's-
pay-per-view, though.
It was a great pay-per-view. I just couldn't pick anything to save my life, apparently. Well, the one that you got right, Cena beating Owens, which is one that I didn't get right. One of many. Yeah, there were a lot that we agreed on, and we were pretty much wrong across the board. R-Truth pinning King Barrett.
Well, when they are predictions that are bound to be wrong, then when they're wrong, aren't they right?
In a sense, but that's because I don't have confidence in my picks.
I had confidence in my picks. That's because the last couple of pay-per-views.
Oh, you were on a roll. Yeah,
and now
even still, you have outpicked me for the year, as you are 29-20 for the calendar year of 2015, as opposed to my 26-23.
Yeah, that was I was on a nice little roll, and then I got bumped down a notch. So back to the mid card with you, Lucas. Okay, fine. But let's talk about R-Truth pinning King Barrett. And you saw on the look on Barrett's face after he lost the match, like, really?
This
you
is
serious?
what I'm going to be doing now.
Really? Are you serious?
I've got my own bad news.
King, what's up? Wow.
King, what's up?
But it's a shame, though, because...
Somebody likes that R-Truth comedy in the back. I don't know if that's Vince just kind of laughing.
To be honest, I like R-Truth. I feel like if they can... Do you guys remember he main evented a pay-per-view facing John Cena for the WWE Championship? This was back in 2011. He had a chance to do something. You know, he had that whole heel turn thing with The Miz, and now he's just doing pre-show matches. You're not to discount I mean, we rag on R-Truth a lot, but he's a great performer. Even like he's getting up there in age. Like, I mean, when he was K-Quick, he was great. Now. He's a great athletic.
Get rowdy, move some things. Rearrange your furniture.
Yeah, he's great in the ring. He's a great competitor. Same as King Barrett, but they're giving him these segments to do that are just abysmal. But let's talk about Money in the Bank, the tribute to Dusty Rhodes.
Oh wow, that I got goosebumps just watching that,
I've watched it
tribute.
I've watched it like 8 times since, and I still get goosebumps, especially at the end where he goes, "Happy trails till we meet again," and then I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it.
And then I mean Renee Young getting completely, just genuinely emotional. Before throwing to Tom Phillips for that Kevin Owens interview.
I mean, she tried to keep her composure. I got to give props to her. It's you know, a lot of people that were down at NXT. You have a sizable amount of people that knew Dusty from NXT when it first started. I mean, like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Renee Young, The Ascension, Adrian Neville, or Neville now, the man formerly known as Adrian Neville. You know, you have a lot of Bo Dallas, especially. You have a lot of people that were down at NXT and a lot of people in the locker room that knew Dusty. It's truly, again, it's truly sad when you lose an icon. And he's touched so many lives in the wrestling business, and fans in general.
Most definitely. Yeah, where do you go from there?
They had a 10-bell salute.
The 10-bell salute. I love how they played American Dream, and you had Vince, like, he was moving and shaking to the music. I mean, you could tell it was a little bit more than just his toe tapping to the American Dream theme. I don't know, that something quirky like that just kind of struck me as funny.
It's one of those moments where you don't exactly hate Vince McMahon as much.
Yeah, there are other reasons, I'm sure, that you can, but that would not be one of them.
Yeah. Sheamus pulling the wool over our eyes winning the Money in the Bank match. We all thought it was, let's face it, admit it, we all thought
it was going to be Roman Reigns, yeah.
And then Bray Wyatt comes, and I already like where they're going with the Bray Wyatt-Roman Reigns feud.
I did, and then they brought out the picture of Roman Reigns with his daughter and the PSA thing, and I don't know. I think that's a little much. They're walking a very fine line. I mean, it's not that it's like it's something that they haven't done before. I mean, I know you're going to go to CM Punk and Rey Mysterio's daughter.
Even then, it was also Eddie and Ray in 2000.
Oh yeah, the custody of Dominic match.
But it's not even that. It's the fact that Bray Wyatt, I feel like they're bringing him in sort of as a special attraction now. You don't see him regularly on Monday Night Raw. He's only there when he's in a feud, and the feud with Ryback only lasted like one pay-per-view. I feel like they don't know how to use Bray Wyatt either. But if they book this the right way, they probably won't. But if they book this the right way with Roman Reigns, then they can. They're really onto something here. I like it. It's sort of that edgy storyline that Bray Wyatt could definitely do because it's believable. But then
we'll find out, as that's one of the two matches already set up for Battleground.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great match, and I mean, obviously Nikki, I wanted Paige to win, but of course, Brie Bella, they pull that twin. I never thought they'd be able to do the twin magic because obviously Nikki's
twins.
Twins are a lot more sizable than Brie's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You and your whistling for puppies. Settle down there.
Here, puppies. Here. Oh, sorry.
King Lucas. Right up there with King What's Up.
It's real.
Oh.
Really? Really? Wow.
That is not fair.
Yeah, you're damn right, Lucas, from a couple of years ago. That's right. That is not fair. That is not fair at all.
I know.
But Big Show beating Ryback by DQ because the Miz interfered. Wonder if that's going to set up a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean,
I could see that for Battleground. I mean, it's 4 weeks from tomorrow, so there's ample time now to set things up.
I'm going to give out like crazy for a minute because I didn't want to bring it up while we were talking about the 10-bell salute, but I saw Curtis Axel and Damian Sandow on the ramp, still dressed as the Mega Powers, and it infuriated me a little bit. Because, really? That's where you're going with this? You're still having them do the Mega Powers gimmick? Don't you think it's a little bit...
The Meta Powers.
The Meta Powers. Ooh, meh. That's...
Ooh, meh. Wow.
It's like...
Points.
Well, thank you. Give this man an ice cream bar. But here's the thing. You're really going to... Okay. I'm going to give out like crazy. I always do. But don't you think it's a little bit disrespectful considering yeah, they're tributing people, but we just inducted Macho Man Randy Savage into the Hall of Fame not long ago. And then you have Sandow come out and it's like a mocking of it.
Well, I think it would be more of a mockery if they were, I don't know why they would, but if they were reenacting like the Dusty Rhodes Macho King feud from 89 into 90.
Well, yeah, definitely. But here's the thing. It's a bit like Sandow was. I mean, you gave him the stunt double thing, but you got to let him do his own thing now.
Let him do his own thing as opposed to doing other people's things as
that's like
Charlie Haas and a bunch of others in the past have done.
And not to mention Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel isn't it's not that I don't like Curtis Axel. He's not one of my favorites, but you got to do something better he's the son of Mr. Perfect, and you're making him dress up as one of Mr. Perfect's enemies. In like, this is how you're doing what you're doing to Joe Hennig. Really, I don't understand why you can't. A feud on their own with their own gimmicks would be fine, and I liked. Damien's. It doesn't matter if it compared to if it was too close to the Genius. I like Damian Sandow's savior of the unwashed masses. Now they can't exactly do that, but Sandow, you're not letting him sort of use his full potential, and it's extremely frustrating as a fan to watch. But hey, you can't exactly book the matches. Apparently, we don't know the ins and outs of the business. Which I know I'm greener than Doink the Clown's hair in retrospect. It's just one man's opinion. Let's talk about the Cena Owens match though. The one match I actually got got right, but that was you. If they're going to set up another match between those three, I wouldn't be upset. They put on a clinic every single pay-per-view, and even Owens actually went on I forget who he was on. He went on an interview and even said, and like for all you internet wrestling marks, take it from
here we go.
Take it from your hero. Even Owens said that anyone who thinks that John Cena isn't a great worker is kidding themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a guy that paved his way through Ring of Honor. You look at guys like even Cena and Kane, and these guys are great workers. It's not because they know how to do a million moves, but it's a fact. When's the last time you've heard of Kane or John Cena injuring someone? I mean, I remember hearing this from Brutal Bob Evans at the Monster Factory camp. He brings up a great point. When's the last time you've heard of these guys, hurting someone or having a bad match? They're consistent workers.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Like the consistent need for me to take care of our first time out.
Yeah, we probably should. I apologize.
I know. You were just on a roll, but I don't want to get in trouble with the bosses here.
True.
Again.
All right.
For something else. All right, so coming up on the other side, we'll talk about the wrestler who announced his departure from Impact Wrestling. Also, a certain lawsuit rearing its ugly head on ABC. Your boy hosting a celebration for a certain richest prize in the proverbial game. And a former WWE trainer making his way back into the ranks. All that and more. Plus, we'll talk Monster Factory coming up. And, oh, that's right. I got some big things to tell you about with George's Cards and Collectibles coming up in a little bit as well. Lucas, I think you're going to love the heck out of this. I'll just leave it at that.
It's not on my notes, is it?
It is not on your notes. I made sure that it wasn't. So you could be surprised. Genuine surprises are good.
Is it one of my boys?
You'll find out coming up.
All right, fine.
That's what's
a
called a
callers
tease.
on the
yeah,
line.
we'll get to those callers on the other side as well. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. I actually got a little bit of sleep this morning, so that usually goes a long way into the quality and delivery of the show.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
If I'm running on no sleep, you can expect a train wreck. If I get a couple of hours, it might actually be a decent show, just slightly above a train wreck. Welcome back to the train wreck that is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, alongside Lucas the intern, with a very determined look on his face.
No,
I don't know.
I think it's just coming through my headphones. It's nothing. I'm hearing a little bit of a static feedback from my headphones.
Oh, okay.
Is it? You don't hear it in your headphones, do you?
Is it like a humming?
Sort of like it's something you'd hear on like the public access TV, like the it's just like the. If you look now, like that sort of a...
Oh, okay, kind of the echo-ish wall of sound thing. I don't know.
Static echo.
Okay, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Maybe I don't know. We'll get to the phones because I know we've got a couple people who've been hanging on, and then we'll see what we can do if we can rectify that coming up after the second time out or something. But first, let's get to Mike from Trenton who's been hanging on. Mike, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Good to talk to you for the first time.
Oh, very good.
Very good.
What's on your mind?
All right, well, first of all, I didn't have any problem whatsoever with Money in the Bank pay-per-view. A couple minor things, which is really not worth mentioning. Only thing is, I think the main event, especially the stuff that happened afterwards, went on a little bit too long. Almost like you felt like the pay-per-view was never going to end and you were going to be there until next Sunday after that. It seemed like Dean Ambrose was sitting in the ring like an idiot for about 20 minutes while Seth Rollins was gloating by the gorilla position or whatever they call that thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
Then Triple H comes out, and then finally, I think I saw it on a post on your feedback page. JoJo, I believe, came out, and finally it was almost like they told her just get out there and do something for the last couple minutes before the show ends.
Yeah, just to stretch out till the cutoff time for the pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought it, like I said, it was a good pay-per-view, and believe me, I don't complain about too much wrestling unless, every now and again you get burnt out. But it just seemed like it just went on longer than it needed to do, like almost like they had to fill it on purpose, like they were short on time. I don't know if something cut off early during the middle of the show or exactly.
Probably, because I mean, the main event match itself went about 35 minutes, which is very long for a main event just for two people. I mean, usually you'd see something like that with an Elimination Chamber match
Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, even the Money in the Bank ladder match went only a little over 20.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably maybe that's why it seemed long to me, because I guess I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm used to. I mean, you'll get an occasional long match here and there, but that did seem unusually long, so maybe that's why it seemed like it took forever for me, because I felt like, I'm not saying the match was horrible, but it just seemed like it was taking longer than it needed to be, and it was almost like they were trying to fill things like as they went along. And, again, I'm not complaining about a long match per se, but it just seemed like it was forced, almost like they were running out of things to do, and they were just going to start hitting each other with the ladder another 100 times before it was over.
I don't know. I mean, might they have been able to extend? I mean, I'm looking at the lengths of times of the matches. I mean, the tag title match went just under 6 minutes. So maybe if you added another 4 minutes there to up it to 10, maybe that would have solved a lot of problems. The Intercontinental title match, that was 5.5 minutes when Miz interfered for the disqualification. So I mean, but everything else was fairly lengthy. I mean, the Money in the Bank match was almost 21 minutes. The Divas Championship match was 11 minutes and change.
Well, that was the other thing, actually, was the last thing. It was kind of like an afterthought. First of all, that went surprisingly long, and it was almost like the match, it wasn't a good match to me, but it was almost like it was trying to be good towards the end. And then they did that whole ridiculous finish with the Bella Twins and the
Twin Magic switch
like
out.
That. And I don't understand what they're doing, because I mean, first of all, Naomi was hot for like weeks at a time. Like I thought, when are they going to give this woman the championship? Finally. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if she's injured or what the story is, but it just, out of nowhere, it fizzled. The Bella Twins seemed like they were faces for a week, and now they're back to being I don't know.
They're being booed again, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it looks like they want to try to do something with it. It looks like, from what I saw on Monday Night Raw, it looks like they're going to have like a divided, like it's maybe going to be a 6-man or something, like Team Diva or Bellas versus Team Page somewhere down the line. But it looks like when they start something, they change their mind the next week, and they're not sure what the heck they want to do with this thing.
I'm hard-pressed to disagree. I don't think there's a lot of consistency in the women's division. Or the Divas division. Well, I think that's part of it, too.
You want to watch real women's wrestling, you got to watch NXT. John Yaltov.
Well, I'm definitely going to take time to check that out, because I keep hearing you guys talk about it. I see previews of it here and there, and that's how I knew about Kevin Owens and Neville and guys like that. And I think, when my work schedule clears a little bit better, I think I'm definitely going to take some time and go to On Demand, the WWE 24/7, whatever you call that thing.
I think that's all on the WWE Network now.
Oh, what am I, like 3 years behind?
They busted out the network, 16 months ago now, back in February of 2014.
Yeah. The match at the last TakeOver, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, was amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of great women's matches they've been putting on there. Charlotte's been amazing. Ric Flair's daughter.
They main evented an NXT house show, like the one.
The one we went to in Philly.
Yeah, the one we went to. Triple H came out and said, you want to see real. It's just in comparison. They need to bring up the NXT divas to the main roster and bring the main divas to the NXT roster, and teach them a thing or two, and then down at the women in the main roster. You need to. It's just, it's sad to see the best female wrestlers on the main roster. AJ is now gone; she's retired. Natalia, she's good.
She's just there.
She's just there. When's the last time we've seen her in a Divas match? And Naomi is she's a great competitor, but they need to, and Tamina Snuka as well, but they're not really using them.
That's why we need to get Kid back, because then you can see Natalia every single week. And that's the thing. I wouldn't mind saying, and I'm going to let you go after this. I know you guys probably got tons of callers, but maybe, perhaps, get the NXT divas to come up and have, I don't know if you remember the WCW, what they did years ago with that New Blood or whatever that was versus the Millionaires Club. Have all the WWE current divas and maybe ones from the past unite against these upstarts and have a little something with that maybe. I mean, maybe that could be interesting because you get to see the new, and then you get to also see some maybe your old favorites that you don't see on TV every week. Get out there and tag and maybe have some different matchups and keep this thing fresh and
at least
maybe get some better matches out of it during the week.
At least you'd be able to see all the divas finally. The whole roster.
The whole roster of them. That's not. Maybe they'll lead to that for something for Survivor Series, perhaps. That may not be a bad idea. I mean, plus they'd have 5 months to get there because we're in mid-June and that's coming up in November. So there's time to kind of hash it out if they want to go that long-term route. Anyway, thanks so much for the call. Greatly appreciate it, Mike.
All right, my man. Take it easy now.
Thanks. You too. So yeah, a lot of great points. Great caller. Not bad for a first. Not more than not bad. Really great for a first-time caller.
Yeah.
Now, coming up on the line here, we have somebody who is definitely not a first-time caller. Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, what's going on?
Good afternoon. IOH Aftershock is tonight in New York City at Terminal 5. AJ Styles teams with Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Joe's still he's finishing up his independent bookings while still also wrestling for NXT.
I think this is his last one for the indie scene.
Wow. Definitely be.
And the Young Bucks are on there, too.
Yeah.
Where aren't the Young Bucks? Apart from WWE. Yeah, very good. Seems like they're everywhere else, though.
Yeah.
ROH comes to... They're doing an Aftershock tour at the arena in August.
Ah, very nice.
Wait, they're going to be at the ECW arena in August?
The 2300 arena.
Yeah. The 2300 arena.
So Ring of Honor's coming to the... Oh, we got to go see that, man. That would be amazing. I've always wanted to go see a Ring of Honor show. We've never gotten to be able to, though. We got to see House of Hardcore. That was an amazing show. I mean, the Young Bucks just...
Yeah, they kill it everywhere they go.
Oh, they do. They are an amazing tag team.
Do you know something about a Raw party in Eaglestown?
I do not. This is the first that I'm hearing anything of that. I mean, I know that we're, about 3 weeks away from WWE coming to the Wells Fargo Center in Philly.
Oh, yeah, house show.
Yeah,
it's I think Friday night, July 10th, I think it is.
Yeah, July 10th. I thought I seen something on the computer the other day, but I can't find it today.
I've heard nothing of it, unfortunately.
Maybe it's my imagination.
I know that I've imagined a few things myself. Sleep deprivation will definitely do that. At least in my case. I can't speak for you there, Ed.
And the doubleheader for CCW is July 11th at the 2300 Arena.
Oh, that's right. I was talking with the CZW owner, DJ Hyde, about that on Completely Damaged. Check that out at completelydamaged.podomatic.com. Shameless plug for RC there. Because shameless plugs, that's what I do.
That was canceled. There was a double promotion that was canceled.
Oh, wait, what was canceled?
A double promotion. World One and I forget the other promotion. It was...
oh, no wonder it was canceled.
They didn't get enough ticket sales, I guess.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure why they canceled it.
Yeah, it got me. All right. Thanks so much for the call, Ed. Appreciate the look at the local scene, as always. All righty. Quick wrap-up of... actually, let's see here. We got another couple minutes before we can take care of some business here. So, yeah, the primetime players, they're your new tag team champions, courtesy of Money in the Bank. And Seth Rollins in that aforementioned 35-minute ladder war, essentially, with Dean Ambrose to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
You would have thought that Ambrose would have won, considering it's like pretty much in his hometown or home state of Ohio. Like
I don't know. That usually is a reverse psychology. Usually the hometown person doesn't always necessarily win in their hometown.
True.
It's.
I mean, the last person to really. I mean, okay, but let's think about it. In 2011, Punk won in his hometown of Chicago. Last year, Cena won in his hometown of Boston, even though they booed the crap out of Cena.
I might have to, we'll have to look back at notable main events in that particular wrestler's hometowns and what their win-loss records and whatnot are. I don't know. It's a possibility for a thing. All right. We'll get to news and notes on the other side. Gosh, so many things to talk about still.
Georges?
I know you're chomping at the bit to hear what's going on. We'll get that on the other side. I know, so much to do still. But, first we'll talk about, I mentioned the Monster Factory earlier. We're a week away from action back at the Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Yes.
Including Luis the Punisher Martinez defending his Monster Factory Heavyweight Championship against former UFC fighter Matthew Riddle. Plus, former heavyweight champ Clutch Adams looks to get back to his winning ways against Ring of Honor star Brutal Bob Evans. Plus, Shooters Inc. and all your other favorite Monster Factory stars will be in the house. The doors open at 6. The action starts at 7. It's next Saturday, June 27th. Tickets are just $15 for adults and $10 for children aged 12 and under. Check out the Monster Factory on Facebook, as well as Twitter and Instagram at 4MonsterFactory, and YouTube at Monster Factory Pro TV. And don't forget their website, monsterfactory.org. And it's like, oh, you know what time it is. It's that time for me to tell you about my favorite beer spot, the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol. That's right, Broken Goblet Brewing, breaking your perspective on how you experience craft beer, because broken can be beautiful. Come in and try some of their year-round beers like their Angry Troll Amber Ale or their Yin Yang Oatmeal Stout, or seasonal beers like their Hefner, a broken take on a German-style Hefeweizen. Also, keep your calendar clear Saturday, July 11th, as the Broken Goblet celebrates 1 year in business with Goblet Stock, an outdoor event with live music, great food, and some amazing beers. Food trucks from the Whirly Pig, Hop Fries, and the Cow and the Curd will be on site. Plus, some of the special beers that will be in the event include a 1-year Imperial IPA aged on white oak, a 1-year aged Russian Imperial Stout. There's a Strawberry Cream Ale, a Whiskey Barrel IPA with orange zest and juniper berries, and, my favorite, all goblets have spirits. It's their 1-year aged Scotch Ale brewed with maple syrup and Gala apples. Getting thirsty just thinking about it. Open Thursdays through Sundays for the summer. It's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Check them out at the web, brokengoblet.com. It's Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Now I'm hungry and thirsty.
Yeah, so am I, except I can't drink any of the stuff at the Goblet.
I'll get you a can of Coke.
True.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to calm down my salivation here, and we'll come back with some news and notes and other fun things. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, June 20. On this date in 1992, WCW held its Beach Blast pay-per-view. In the main event, the Steiner brothers fought Steve Dr. Death Williams and Terry Gordy to a 30-minute time limit draw in a match for the WCW Tag Team Championship. On this date in 2005, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Phoenix, Arizona. In the main event, Kurt Angle and Triple H defeated Batista and Shawn Michaels in a tag team match. On this date in 2010, WWE held its Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. In the main event, Sheamus defeated Edge, John Cena, and Randy Orton in a Fatal 4-Way match to win the WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, June 20.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
Thank you, Jim Cornette. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas the intern.
Say, Fearon, where did you meet Jim Cornette at?
I met him, gosh, this has to be...
Did it have to do with, wasn't it at one of George's Sign-O-Manias?
I believe it was, yes.
Speaking of George's Cards and Collectibles, why don't you get into what's going on over there?
What, did you look something up during the break or something? You have that bleep-eating grin on your face.
No, I'd like to know who the
You've been going nuts here, okay.
Chomping at the
Well,
bit.
as you know, George's Cards and Collectibles, they continue to bring you the legends, including last week, TNA star Eric Young and WWE legend the Honky Tonk Man were at George's Neshaminy Mall location. Head to the Neshaminy Mall all this weekend for George's Cards and Collectibles show all throughout the Neshaminy Mall and pick up a last-minute Father's Day gift for Dad or something for yourself. And just announced, Sign-O-Mania returns to Bucks County Technical High School on Saturday, September 26th. That's right, Sign-O-Mania. I believe it's Sign-O-Mania 9.
Yes. I
So
seriously didn't look this up. This is great.
Oh, this is a genuine reaction on your part. That's right. Sign-O-Mania coming back, courtesy of George's Cards and Collectibles. Check out George's 3 locations for all of your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs, including their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Fairless Hills, on the lower level of the Oxford Valley Mall next to the Sears Court, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the AMC Theater Wing. For more info on upcoming signings, collectibles, and more, including updates on Sign-O-Mania, give George's a call at 215-943-2475 or go to georgescollectibles.com.
Wait, have they announced anyone yet for Sign-O-Mania?
They have not. They just announced yesterday, in fact, that Sign-O-Mania would be coming back to the Tech High School on the 26th. So
I had a blast last year.
Plenty of time for talent to be announced, to say the least. All right, we've got a few minutes here. Time for some news and notes that we've been kind of teasing and skipping and things like that, including your boy, CM Punk, hosting the Stanley Cup Parade.
Yeah, that was...
CM Punk serving as the Comcast Sportsnet co-host for the Chicago Blackhawks Stanley Cup Parade that occurred Thursday at Soldier Field in Chicago. Punk, of course, is a huge Chicago Blackhawks fan, and he's had reason to celebrate as this is the team's third Stanley Cup championship in the last 6 years. Meanwhile, here in Philadelphia, Flyers fans haven't had a taste from the Cup in 40 years since they won back-to-back championships in 1974 and 1975.
Yeah.
Well, if the Golden State Warriors could break their 40-year drought in the NBA, there's still no chance in hell. No, I don't know.
No chance. That's what y'all got.
Although somebody who is getting a second chance, former WWE head trainer Bill DeMott.
Really?
He's training wrestlers again. Courtesy of Superstar Seminars. It's in conjunction with GXW Wrestling and the Bill DeMott Experience. They're presenting Bill DeMott's tryout training camp on August 8th and 9th at the GXW Wrestling School in Richmond, Virginia. Also at the camp will be former WWE Women's Divas and TNA Knockouts champion Mickie James, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Magnus Aldis, and legendary senior referee Earl Hebner.
Seems like a lot of TNA guys and gals going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they, since there's been so much uncertainty with Destination America, they've been trying to get whatever other gigs they can.
You don't think they're trying to recruit Bill DeMott?
Who knows? There might be some conversations going on.
True.
Not to be confused with the conversation that went on with ABC yesterday. That's right. They're covering Hogan's lawsuit. I know we've talked about that ad nauseum, it feels like, but it's been a while since it surfaced.
Was this the one with
Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker? It was discussed on ABC's Good Morning America yesterday. It was introduced by GMA's Robin Roberts, and Hogan's attorney was interviewed. As you may remember, or hope to forget, Hogan is suing Gawker for $100 million after running and promoting the sex tape that involved Hogan and the now ex-wife of radio personality Bubba the Love Sponge. The trial
I'm sorry, I can't get over a name like that. It's Bubba the
It's
Love.
certainly memorable.
Oh, yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge. Jesus.
The trial begins on July 6th, just for whatever that's worth.
Oh,
And
that's the day I start at the Monster Factory. Wow.
one door closes, another opens, I
I
suppose.
guess. I don't know what Hulk Hogan's sex tape has to do with it, but
Yeah, no, there's no comparison whatsoever.
there's no doors that dare be opened because of that. In fact, if you open that door, you quickly shut it and wash your eyes out with soap to forget what you just saw. Moving on. Quickly.
I'm just letting you sink on this.
Let's just move on, Fearon. Let's go. Come on.
All
Dig us home.
right, fine. A wrestler announcing his departure from Impact Wrestling, Chad Lale, mentioned here 2 weeks ago on your favorite segment.
Birthdays.
That's right. Also known as Gunner from TNA, announced his departure from TNA via his Twitter page yesterday. He tweeted, quote, "Thanks to all of Impact Wrestling fans and the guys I worked with. Blessed to have worked with you all since 2009. New chapters happen often, and I will keep being the modern-day Viking like always. Romans 8:28." Now, I'll admit, I had to look up what Romans 8:28 was, and I'm sure somebody's going to give me flack for that.
I could care less if I'm not going to give you flack for it. I want to know what it is too. What is it?
Well, it's right here. Quote, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Fortunately, this wasn't featured 19 years ago. I don't know how Austin 828 t-shirts would have sold. Okay, that's a slow build. All right, it's funnier apparently on the paper than it was with the words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's part of that train wreck, I suppose. At least that's my guess.
Oh yeah. Train wreck.
I don't know. I just come up with things. I guess.
That's me too, but mine apparently don't go over or get over with people. So.
Mine just don't draw.
I mean, they'd certainly get over, though. Mine don't
sometimes.
draw either. In fact, mine's a repellent.
I guess you could say
You
that.
got the stamp on your name. You have a draw, and they semi-get over, but, you know.
Hell if I know. One thing I do know, though, you know what time it is. Time for your favorite segment.
Birthdays. I thought we were doing birthdays.
Well, no, I just mentioned that Gunner was featured on it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's all. But no, it's time for this week's birthdays.
Birthdays.
One of those has to be a good take. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
In fact, you could just use the drop that you infringed without my consent.
We're going over this again? Really?
No, we're not. No, we're not. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I know how it feels and it's not fun.
Damn it. Got me again.
I have to use that one, too. All right, so birthdays. Yes. On this date in 1978, Quinton Ramon Jackson was born. The former TNA wrestler, UFC light heavyweight champion, and A-Team actor known as Rampage Jackson turns 37 today. He's 37. He's not old. Okay, Monty Python reference.
No,
as well.
I got
All
it.
right.
I chuckled.
Okay. Yeah, it was more of a tee-hee than a belly laugh. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And on this date in 1957, James Ware was born. Who's that? No. The 2009 WWE Hall of Famer known as the Birdman, Coco B. Ware.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Because the last name Ware, possibly?
Maybe.
Bird. I don't know. But he turns
Birdman.
58 years old today.
God bless him.
How about that? Well, that usually means that's going to pretty much do it for us here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, I guess.
So, next week, you're not going to be here, I believe, right?
No, I will be enjoying the last weekend of summer I have left before I sacrifice myself to the business of professional wrestling.
Yeah, you poor sap, you.
No, I'm not a poor sap. I'm going to be very
Oh, my summer's being sacrificed. I don't know.
No, it's not being sacrificed. I did it.
My sacrifice.
I put myself on the altar table or sacrificial table.
You put yourself through now. Is it the Spanish announcers table?
No, I put myself on the altar. You know, the whatever you call it, the
pedestal.
The pedestal, whatever they put people on to give to make them a sacrifice. I don't know what it's called. I did it myself. It was voluntary. Okay.
I don't know. That's going to do it for us, though. Yeah. Either way, you have fun in your pedestal, and we'll. I don't know. We'll catch up. I don't know. Will you be back for the 4th, or are we not going to hear from you again until the 11th?
No, I think.
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. For now, stay tuned. The philosopher Chris Ermer is up next. He's got some music for you to take you through the afternoon here on WBCB. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in all Wyoming.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.